Welcome to Dread Gaming. I am Dread, and this is World of Warcraft. My hair look good? Today we are back in BT. We are going to be looking at Reliquary of Souls, or ROS. ROS is a fight that is a little bit different because there are 3 different faces to the same boss. Each face is a phase, and each phase has completely different mechanics. In Phase 1, we'll be fighting the Essence of Suffering. Essence of Suffering has an aura, and its aura reduces all healing effects by 100%. So that means no regeneration effects. Your armor is also reduced, as well as your defense rating reduced by 500. This essence also does a soul drain, which does just a little bit over 3,000 total damage every 3 seconds. It also drains mana during that same time period. During this phase, there is no aggro table, so threat should not be an issue for any classes. The boss will go from one tank to another every 5 seconds, swapping to whoever is the closest tank to him. Also during this time period, you want to make sure to dispel using magic dispels, soul drain anytime that gets put on anyone in the raid. This is a pretty big dot, as well as reducing the mana of that tune. The rest of this phase is just a tank and spank. Shadow Priests and Locks do need to be careful about damaging themselves, as their damage cannot currently be healed during Phase 1. Between each phase are a couple of waves of mobs that will be coming in. They will regenerate your health and your mana, so that at the end of each phase, before the beginning of the next phase, you will get back to full health and full mana before the next phase begins. In Phase 2, we face the Essence of Desire. The Essence of a Desire has an aura that increases healing done by 100%, gradually decreases maximum mana, but also means all DPS receive damage equal to half of their overall damage, or of their damage at that time. This means that DPS can literally kill themselves, especially a Shadow Priest with a Lucky Shadow Word Death crit. In Phase 2, you'll have Rune Shield, Spirit Shock, and Deaden. Rune Shield absorbs 50k damage, makes the user immune to spell interrupted effects, increases attack speed by 100%, and increases casting speed by 100%. Spirit Shock disorients or confuses the target for 5 seconds, and then also Deaden, which increases damage taken by 100% and lasts for 10 seconds. To counter these abilities, it's a good idea to use a warrior tank to use Spell Reflection on Deaden, and then also you're going to need to use any classes that can kick or interrupt to interrupt Spirit Shock. Then also you can have mages spell steal the Rune Shield. It is nice to use Vampiric Embrace for Shadow Priests. It is important to note that if you do not kick or stop Spirit Shock, your tank will get confused, and then you will see ROS hit the next person on the aggro table, which in this instance was me. With Deaden being reflected back at the boss, this is also going to help DPS during this phase. However, remember, you will still continue taking damage for whatever DPS you do. We also want to make sure that mages are spell stealing Rune Shield. This will keep a pretty big bubble from going on to the boss, as well as making their spell casting a little bit faster and a little bit clearer without spell interrupts. The rest of the fight is just a rinse and repeat of those tactics. It is typically recommended to use a couple of groups of kickers so that you can have multiple waves of people ready to go just in case someone does miss. They will have a backup in that group. And this is the transition between Phase 2 and Phase 3. Again, we're just going to be facing some mobs that upon death, they will give us health and mana, so we are topped off for the next phase. And we are now at Phase 3, which we will be dealing with the Essence of Anger. Essence of Anger gives us Spite, Soul Scream, and Seethe, on top of the Aura of Anger, which deals shadow damage over time. It actually increases our damage over time as well. Spite will make him immune to all damage for 2 seconds. Soul Scream is a large conal AoE that will need to make sure that the tank is facing the Essence of Anger away from the raid. And then Seethe will increase threat generated by 200%. The tactic we utilized was to have the tanks go in, and then we had a hard count of, I believe, 7 or 10 before raid DPS was called, so that there was a huge threat lead for the tanks, and we didn't have to worry about anything else. Well, we thought. It is important to note here that the Essence of Anger does do quite a bit of damage and can actually take down a tank completely within just a few seconds. Here, our tank goes down, and once again, I was second on threat because I am running VE, and I do have 2-2 improved VE, which does cause quite a bit of threat along with my DPS. So he immediately came at me, but luckily our Pally tank was able to taunt off of me. The rest of the fight was much more of the same. We rinsed and repeat until we got him down. This has been Reliquary of Souls, and hopefully you enjoyed and got a little bit of information from this guide. If you do like what you see, make sure to leave a like and comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to see the next stuff coming out. And odds are, if you're watching in the evening, I am playing over on Twitch right now, so you'll see me live over there. So go ahead and give me a follow over there as well. Thank you much, and we'll check you next time.